Well, how do that, chums? As I, Captain Stephen, today, chums, I have a No Man's Sky video, but this is going to be a bit different for you guys in the viewerverse today, chums. Yes, because I'm going to be talking about all the reasons why I play No Man's Sky and what I get out of it, and why I can't put it down as a game. I mean, I love the sense of discovery. You know, when you're a kid and your parents say, right, you can't go any further than this because you're only 9, and then you turn 10. And they're like, you know what, you can go a little bit further. You're allowed to go X, Y, Z. And yes, you're looking for new playgrounds, you're looking for those new steep hills for your skateboard with your mates, and it's like that sense of discovery. And you find something, you're like, wow, look what we've found. We've found a place where there's snails with green shells, or whatever you find, you know? It's that sort of level of discovery that I like No Man's Sky for. You come down, you find a planet that's got some awesome creatures that you can have as pets, or you find that multi-tool in a cabinet, or you find a really cool ship, or whatever. Now, I've been playing this for frickin' donkey's years, and this one save I have 800 odd hours on. So the sort of thing that gets me excited, and makes me go, wow, look what I just found, has changed somewhat from when I first started playing. When I first started playing, I would land on a planet like this, and I'd be like, oh my god, look at these weird hexagon bone type things with spikes sticking out of them. Well, I've never seen them before, but I've now seen these probably umpteen billion times. You know, so for me, that's not all that unique. These airborne fauna, I've seen quite a lot of airborne fauna in my time, but have I seen them in this exact configuration with that sort of fish-like tail? Yes, I have. So no, I'm not going to get overly excited. These carrier bag twirly-whirly creatures that are eluding my scanner right now are making me look like I'm a noob. Yeah, hold frickin' still so I can scan thee. I'm trying to make a video. You're making me look like I can't scan for toffee. Alright, here we go. We're going to get this one. There we go. Got you. Ha-ha! Captain Steve, ultimate scanner. Heck yes he is. Brilliant. There we go. Carrier bag creature gained. Now, yeah, we've got this flying creature, which is quite cool, quite nice, but you can't pet it, and you can't pet the other creature. Now, that could be why these people made the decision not to name these creatures and upload them to the Discovery server, or it could have been the Discovery server was down. Now, there are things that need to be improved, like the reliability of the Discovery server, or how long your discoveries last for, because it seems to be that quite a lot of the earlier planets I visited now, all the discoveries there have reseticated. Until I scan them, then they re-pop back up again. Right, so I'm seeing a lot of oceans with capillary shells in, so there's nothing in the ocean there that I haven't seen before. So from what you're getting right now, chums, is a lot of what I've scanned here and seen here, I've seen like lots of times before. So how am I getting my dopamine hit from this little discovery of a nugget of a planet? From these nuggety frickin' turd-like rocks that are floating and defying gravity. So yes, these are quite cool. I don't see all this too often, which is pretty darn frickin' gnarly. I'm seeing some rocks floating in the air. And is this some sort of glitch or bug or error? It could be, but it's quite unique. I quite like that for a photo opportunity. Yeah, put the sun in the sky, boom, photo of a flying turd rock. Flying turd rock, heck yes. So every now and again when you do a jump, sometimes you come across freighters in distress. So here we go. And sometimes it could be a giant dreadnought, or it could be a giant destroyer class. It'd be nice to have more freighter classes to get excited about. Heck yes it would, because at the moment you've only got those 2 really that sort of get you sort of heart pumping, going, oh, that could be better than the freighter I have currently. But yes, it would be cool to have more freighter variety, especially if they started bringing in some of the freighters that look like those designed by Chris Foss. Heck yes, it would. And yeah, it would be nice to come across maybe, say, the Child of Helios, that giant jellyfish in distress, being poached upon by poachers, and you have to kill the poachers before they kill the creature. Or a giant space whale, that would be pretty darn sweet. Or maybe you come across a mining crew or something that you can assist with mining something and get the share of the resources. Yeah, so here we go, this freighter, it's turned out to be an A339. Fairly nice, but it's not an S. No, it's not. But if that was an S, dopamine hit. Heck yes. So when it comes to dopamine hits in sort of exquisite finds, now when you land inside of stations, there is a station cabinet. And inside that station cabinet, sometimes you can get yourself a pretty swanky multi-tool. And yeah, sometimes it can be alien or experimental. It could be an A-class or an S-class. In this case, I have found an alien. So dopamine hit straight away. Freaking awesome. I found something nice that somebody might like out there in the verse. It's only a B-class, but because it spawns inside of the station, it's a nice easy grab. grab, and you can always up its class and slottage and turn that into a frickin' war machine. So you know what? I go into camera mode, I grab that, and I stick that all over social media with Euclid and say, yeah, this is where you can get this multi-tool. Dopamine hit! But yeah, there are a few things inside the stations that they could vastly improve. It's like later in game, you pick yourself up an Atlas Pass level 1. Then you get yourself an Atlas Pass level 2. And then you get yourself an Atlas Pass level 3. And inside of the stations, there are Atlas doors that are locked, and you need an Atlas Pass level 3. But when you open these doors, what do you get? Let's open this door. Boom! Oh, in this case, I got myself an Atlas console, which is pretty cool because you get to learn a little bit of the lore of the Atlas, which, yeah, these need to be here. These need to be here inside of Atlas Pass level 3. But as well as this, why not give us some sort of awesome tech? I mean, we have gone through the whole game. We're probably OP as right now, but how cool would it be to get an S-class module and call it like the triple S-class module, and it does what 3 S-class modules would do, but in one module, so you can remove all 3 S-class plugins and replace it with just one plugin that maxes your actual item. That'd be freaking excellent. But some doors inside of here, you unlock it with your Atlas Pass level 3, you go in, what do you get? You get fudging nothing. You get nothing at all. But you see all these sort of things in the middle of this room. We haven't got these for our bases. So why not allow us to maybe scan these or interact with them and say, would you like a base blueprint? And boom! You've got a new item for your base. So people are opening up these Atlas Pass level 3 doors to get new base items. You know, top tier base items in these rooms. How about that for an idea? That would be freaking awesome. Just anything to sort of give that extra dopamine hit. Because right now, there's no dopamine hit behind those Atlas Pass level 3 doors. No, there's not. Now, when you pick up missions, at first you can only do like level 1, level 2 missions, and then after a while you can do level 9, level 8 missions or whatever, but the actual rewards for them, by the time you get here, you're earning nanites, you're earning units, and you can make your own fusion frickin' accelerant, or better. So what's the point in running the missions? I think if each system inside of No Man's Sky had its own sort of procedurally generated armor sets, and you could unlock or run the missions to get that armor set. So that vendor that's sitting there in his mustardy coloured suit right now, imagine it having spikes on it or something, or some sort of weird adornment like skulls. Maybe you pick up the missions there and you can get that armor set, or pieces of. So one mission would reward you with the ankle boots, another with the shoulder pads, etc, etc. Now it's the same with the Nexus. Why not have different armory type sets on rotation, say every quarter, every season? Make it seasonal, like a winter armor set, a spring, summer, and autumn, summer, you know, armor sets. Basically, what I'm thinking is if you go up here, you can see good old, is it Nada? Yeah, Nada is in a freaking awesome armor set. Well, maybe that could be this winter's armor set. So you could actually unlock all the pieces of this armor set. So you too can run around looking like Nada, or jump in the appearance modifier, at least change the colours of what you see here, and get yourself a freaking gnarly cape. I so badly want that freaking cape. Yeah, and I think people will be running these every season to get all of those unlocked. Yeah, seasonal armor sets from the Quicksilver agent, whereas in stations you get procedurally generated armor sets, so you can make yourself look a lot different to pretty much every other traveller out there. Now, another dopamine hit for me is waiting for ships to fly in of certain classes and certain types. I'm after a certain fighter at the moment in a certain colour, and it's proving quite elusive, so I've got a little sort of challenge on the Interstellar Index. I'll put a card in the top right hand corner if you want to take part in that over on Facebook, and me wee. Heck yes. So yeah, check out that video because I'm after a certain type of ship. I have been looking for it myself for freaking yonks, and can I find it? No. So I've put it out to the masses to assist with the search. Heck yes. And there will be a prize. Anyhow, so this is one of the things that I love. When you do see, say, an exotic ship fly in and your heart starts pounding, you're like, oh my days, that's freaking awesome. I want that ship. It's quite nice. I mean, I've got all the ships I want now, apart from that one elusive one. But when it does fly in, that's a dopamine hit like none other. It's like, oh my days, and it's an S class, and this one's a B class, but yeah, you get the freaking drift. That's a nice little dopamine hit that needs to be expanded upon and brought to other parts of the actual gaming experience. The whole planet exploration, the whole dopamine hits of finding something new when it comes to a pet or whatever. That sort of feeling needs to be implemented to so many different aspects of the actual verse. It's like when you talk to these guys down here, you know, after you've learnt all the words and all the lingo, there's not much reason to talk to these guys. Even if you want to practice your language skills, yeah, nice, but it'd be nice to have an option here for pick up quest or hear them out, and they may tell you of their woes, and they might say something like, oh, this pirate frickin' pillaged my town and took away my wife and killed my kids, or something like that. Can you go and hunt them down for me? And then maybe it brings up like a little hollow puck or something, like the Mandalorian for the bounty, and it shows you who you're going after, and it gives a bit of backstory of why. Because at the moment you're just flying around in space, and all of a sudden you get hit up with, fugitive starship detected, mostly harmless, or it'd say that they're evil or whatever. But it doesn't tell you who they are, it doesn't give you the bounty's name, it doesn't tell you why there's a bounty on them, it gives you nothing. And it'd be nicer if, once you actually scanned this, when you get closer, you see a holographic projection of their ship. But on the other side, it'd be nice to see a holographic projection of the bounty individual. And then you hit them, click them or something, and it brings a bio on screen. It tells you why you're going after them. That'd be freaking ace. And you can just, shoot them, or maybe even use a tractor beam on them, weaken them, and then teleport them to your hull. So you can actually turn in the bounty and they get arrested rather than destroy them or something. It'd be quite cool. I'm thinking more of a bounty system like we've seen in the likes of Red Dead Redemption. No, don't completely rip it off, Hello Games. Heck no. And up in the actual Nexus, when you go over and you go to see Hesperus and Gemini, they're standing right in front of a bounty screen. So I'm thinking maybe if you are rounding up these bounties on missions on planet surfaces, yes, you can go back to the mission giver down there, but you can also come back up to these guys who are going to give you some sort of, rating for how many bounties you've taken out, like a starage type rating. And maybe you could claim a decal for your ship that actually paints on how many bounties you've done, like little X counters or something, like Top Gun. That'd be freaking sweet, wouldn't it? Or new decals. Just pick up new decals for your ship to show what sort of bounty level you are and which guild or which faction you're aligned to for doing your bounties on. Yeah, or maybe new banners, or maybe even decals for your exosuit to show how awesome and badass you are at hunting bounties. Heck yes. And that brings me on to these caches that you find on planets. I know, it's raining freaking meteorites. That was a bit of a dopamine hit to see that. When you see things that you don't see all too often, that's like, wow, awesome. That's why I play No Man's Sky. Freaking awesome. And also the sunsets on this planet is freaking amazing. Yeah, it's things like that I'm like, wow, that's why I play No Man's Sky. It's for moments. But those moments need to be expanded upon greatly, in my opinion, chums. So here we go. I found like a little buried cache, and inside of this cache, oh fudge, I nearly got hit by meteorites. Yes, inside of here I get myself an item. Is that item worth digging up in the first place? Sometimes you might get a multi-tool expansion socket, but in this case I got a lost accelerator one or whatever it was. Sounded like some dodgy Pokemon. But anyhow, not really into it. It doesn't do anything, no. Now, when you go over to these giant colossal archives, these giant colossal archives are freaking beautiful. I'm thinking if you have got that damaged tech, maybe you can take it to a machine here and upgrade it to some sort of multi-tool skin, or a skin for your backpack, or a skin for maybe part of your armor set, just to give it that sort of extra sort of customized look. So anyway, these archives at the moment, they have got quite a unique looking machine here, which is very new. And look how beautifully animated it is. What a lovely piece of kit this is. Yet you go over to it at the moment, it's actually called a local information repository. When you go over to your log, you've got a new mission here, and it's called Local Information Register. Namesake-wise, they look like they should be twinned together. Now this one is all about exploration. It tells you how many finds you've found. And then this one, it almost feels like you should be able to come here and register your finds. Now I'm hoping that one day they do tie these two things together. And the more you find on the planet, the better the sort of reward you get. Or the better sort of map you get. Or something. There needs to be a reward system tied into this that gives you that dopamine hit. Yes, and maybe it might reward you. Like I mentioned about those triple S class modules. Maybe this one could give you a triple X class module that might outdo those triple S class modules. Or be comparable for, just a little bit higher, rather than just giving you a printed 15 nanite map. What the fudge. Now these things over here, I think they're missing a trick with these massively. So if you head on over to this at the moment, you can place in rarity finds that you've found across the verse. I'm thinking those things that you get in the caches, you put into here. You know, you dig them up, put them in here, and maybe they get fixed, because a lot of it is damage tech. You put it in here, maybe it fixes it. In this case, I got myself this fancy binding mirror. Sounds awesome. It almost sounds like it should be a multi-tool skin in itself, you know? I mean, let's just go and have a quick look at this item and see how much it's worth. Yes, so it's worth quite a lot in units. So at the moment, all you would do is sell this. But you can see here it's like it's a one-off masterpiece type thing. So, and I'm going to sell it. That feels like such a waste. It took me such a while to get that. You know, I've had to find it in space or wherever I found it, throw it inside of that machine after finding a frickin' archive. Yeah, there's a lot of work that went into this thing. I mean, look at it. It says that it's a bejeweled and dazzling tool that has been decorated with countless precious stones, augmented, and audaciously this is a one-off kind of a piece. Imagine this. Imagine if we had a piece of tech where I can put it in this top area here. Yeah, so I'll put that item in the top. And then down here I've got like main colour, accent colours, and yet you can just change the colour of it. Put 4 in there, have like colours and shaders. And then the output is just a thing that you can then plug into your multi-tool. So at the moment, all I'm doing is selling it. But imagine this. You go over to your multi-tool screen. I've still got that item that I've now tinkered with the colours. So maybe I put dirt in to make it go red and black and white. And then over here, I've just got a box for shader. I click it, and then it applies a skin. A nice mirrorly bejeweled skin that turns it red, black and white. The colours that I want it. That'd be freaking mind-blowing. A skin generator. Yeah. So a lot of the ideas that I've got, chums, I feel will give the extra dopamine hits. I'd love to hear your ideas. Please put them in the comments. But yeah, I play No Man's Sky mainly for the discoveries, and I feel that they could make them better. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.